but we can use the arrow key.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Tero and I will today speak about SOLIDWORKS CAD Odoo ERP integration, and I have here a customer with me on the stage and I will let him to introduce himself later on the presentation when he will take over. There is a QR code already visible for the questions, so I have it also in the last slide, but if you want to scan it already at this stage and write your questions during the presentation, so you are welcome to do so. So I work for a company called Soft, a Finnish-based software company employing roughly 50 employees. I have a 20-year background with SOLIDWORKS CAD and PDM ERP integrations. I have an engineering background, but nowadays I'm responsible of product business at Soft. We have a product called CUSTOMTOOLS. It's helping designers to focus on design while automating a lot of their routine work in SOLIDWORKS CAD. It also optimizes data management so that you can avoid costly errors with your data, and you can then streamline how your design processes are working. And today's topic, Odoo ERP integration, is one feature of CUSTOMTOOLS. So we have productized the ERP integration, and it's really easy to configure and connect, which I show you later on a live demo. Before going to the demo, a few words about software integrations. So especially nowadays, many companies are also a little bit forced to use many different systems to run their business. Obviously you need to have ERP systems, you may have a material resource planning, different kind of customer database. Obviously Odoo has a lot of modules and you can mainly stay on the same applications. But for instance, if you are a manufacturing company, you do a design, you typically do it in a CAD application where you produce a lot of manufacturing data that you want to then use in other operations in a company, like a manufacturing, purchasing, and so on. So it's important that data is not in a silos in different applications, but you can reuse the same information in multiple places. And there is where integrations comes in the picture. So by integrating different software, you can automate the data flows and you can avoid probably costly errors or mistakes while making typing errors or forgetting to do something. So that is really important. Even though integrating similar systems in different companies, there is not a single truth or one solution fits all. Typically there is different processes at different companies, so that's why it's also important that you can customize the integrations based on customer needs. And that is something that we have made in CUSTOMTOOLS really easy. So I will also show that later on. Our solution is a point-to-point integration, and we have really paid attention on how you can maintain the integration while you need to update your software when a time goes. So in engineering application, in this case in SOLIDWORKS 3D CAD, you produce or design parts, and when you combine different parts you create assemblies, and you need to make the 2D drawings in order to have instructions how to manufacture and create those parts. And that is the information we send from SOLIDWORKS to Odoo. So we integrate with the manufacturing module, creating and updating the products and creating product bill of materials. And we can also attach, for instance, PDFs made from the drawings to products, and I will show you how. So here you see SOLIDWORKS, and I have their assembly open. It's a press assembly with few tens of components, but basically you can export as big assemblies as you have. So it doesn't need to be a single level, but it can be multi-level assemblies where we create one bill of material per assembly. You can see all the custom tools functions here in the RIPOM command bar, but today we concentrate on the export functionality. So let's first create a new product in Odoo from this plate. So we start by opening that in own window in SOLIDWORKS. It's located in PDM Vault, so you can have PDM to manage your SOLIDWORKS files, but that is not compulsory, so you can work without PDM as well. While we have checked that out, we can click Export Odoo, and Custom Tools will ask, do you want to compare what we have in SOLIDWORKS versus what there is in Odoo? And by clicking yes, we see the UI where we have now only one item or one product, so there is no BOM because this is a part. And this is fully customizable, so we can define which properties we are retrieving from SOLIDWORKS. So there is obviously part number to identify the part, description, this time the quantity is 1, and then we have also some information from PDM, like what is the latest version, what is the maturity status of the product, so in this case approved, and the yellow background color means that this product doesn't exist yet in Odoo. So if we export, we are going to create a new product there. There is also one drawing located on top of the part row, so we can translate PDF automatically from the drawing and export that to Odoo. But let's still cancel, so we don't export anything yet. But as we have our own manufacturing and we want to define the raw material, the sheet metal where we cut this part and bend it, so we check in a SOLIDWORKS cut list item what is the surface area, so what is the amount of the material we need in order to make one piece of this type of plate. This is the user interface where you enter all your metadata and fully customizable per company needs. We can go to define the raw material. We can live search from Odoo existing products. In this case, we use steel. We found one product. We can double click and link that to our 3D CAD model. After that, we need to define the quantity, how much we need. Obviously, the unit of measure is square meters. And after approving the changes, saving the part and checking that to Vault in PDM, we can export that to Odoo. So now, after comparing, we should see that there is now one BOM line as well, which represents the raw material that we are consuming from stock while making one unit of this plate. And that appears with the green background as obviously that item or product already exists in Odoo as we just searched it. While exporting this product, Custom Tools will open the related drawing in the background and create a PDF file, which is then uploaded to Odoo. Now if we refresh the view, we should see that everything is a green background, meaning that the product was successfully exported to Odoo and all the information in Odoo corresponds to the information we have in SOLIDWORKS. If we locate the part there, we can see that we have a preview image there from the 3D CAD model. We have the revision, we have the name and all the information we have mapped. So we have a consumable product. In inventory, we have exported the 3D parameters, the weight, the real weight of the part based on the material, as well the routes, the operation, like how it's routed in a company. We have a PDF file from the drawing, and in addition, we have information who has created the part and when. So all the designers or every designer is signed to Odoo with their own credentials. We have one bill of material where we have one line item with correct quantity. So when we decide to manufacture this item, we also consume the raw material from stock. So this is how you can just create one product in Odoo. But what about if we want to export the whole assembly at once? We can just click export, and CUSTOMTOOLS will generate the bill of material from all the components that belongs to SOLIDWORKS assembly, and it will compare the information against Odoo. And in this case, pretty much all the components don't exist yet in Odoo, but are going to be created when I export this one. There was that one plate that was already created, and then there was a few items with a red background, and as typical, green is good, red is not. So there is obviously something wrong with those two lines. So we verify all the information before you try to export in Odoo to avoid errors or avoid that, okay, this failed because of something was missing. So in this case, the part number or product number is missing. That is defined to be compulsory, and we can fix that by the same procedure than we search for a raw material to plate. So we can go to custom properties, UI, search for item, use already defined search condition, so we don't need to retype it all over again, and just select the correct size of the bolt that we are going to use when this is assembled later on in the shop floor. We don't need to do that now for the bolt, but obviously we would then repeat the same procedure. But if there is something that is missing, you can always just exclude the items from BOM as well. So sometimes there is something that you don't even want to export there, so you can just click the row and choose to exclude that BOM line from your BOM. So in this case, we select the red line and just check there that this is going to be excluded from BOM. And after that, we are good to go, and export button is now enabled because everything is validated, and you can export that to Odoo. So once again, in the background, there was drawing related almost all BOM lines. So we translate PDF files, and in addition we create step file from each 3D model. And once the process is over, we are going to push the information to Odoo. If you would use SOLIDWORKS PDM, for instance, that would be a background process, and all the files would be processed at the server, so it wouldn't reserve the designer's workstation. But in this case, it was done in a designer's workstation, but it's typically quite fast operation. And as we refresh the view, we can see that now everything is exported to Odoo. And we can check the number of the main assembly and go to Odoo site to look how it looks there. So we search the products based on the number, and just click the main assembly, where we see again like all the information. There is a drawing again, which represents the CAD drawing, where we have exactly the same BOM that we just exported to Odoo. And if we go to see the bill of material, this time it has a lot more BOM lines as we had in a SOLIDWORKS. And as a last thing, if we go to SOLIDWORKS and close this one, this is also working exactly the same integration from SOLIDWORKS PDM context. So when opening the PDM vault from there, it's just showing that we are connected with the same credentials to Odoo than we would use it in a web browser. But when going to my PDM vault, I can always right-click and choose to export this to Odoo, and it would work exactly the same way than it works in SOLIDWORKS. So that was the short demo, and I will let Thomas to say how they implemented custom tools at Olsen Engineering. So you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Tero. So yeah, I'm gonna go quickly and try to share you our customer experience here with custom tools. Just to give you a bit of context, what we do here, we are actually manufacturing cranes in industries, various industries, so everything which is related to lifting. So we have engineers in our company which are actually designing these solutions, and I'm gonna go a bit further. Here it's just to give you a bit of context about our company. So yeah, that's like the yellow things that you see in the image. These are the things that we produce in our warehouse. So we work closely with Abos brands, but this is some site information, not relevant for today. Just again, some information about our company, but again, we are not here to promote our products. So we are based in Belgium and Luxembourg, and yeah, we're not that big. We count 50 employees, and that's it, I would say. We'll not really go further into details here. Which is important is that we actually implemented Odoo 2 years ago in our company. Odoo is used in various departments, especially sales, admin, engineering, production, and planning. Let's now go to the interesting part, which is actually our production process before custom tool. And I'm going to show you later on the production process after the implementation of custom tools and show you the benefits of it. So, to start with, to simplify our production processes, it's not the whole process, but at least the three first steps. So we start with the designing phase on SolidWorks. We used to start with design phase on SolidWorks. Then there's the drawing phase where we store our files on SharePoint, and then we move on to the purchasing phase that we are doing right now in Odoo. So all these steps are related to manual actions. So of course we need to design the parts, we need to identify the different elements, give some information, naming and so on, which takes quite a lot of time. Each part needs to be programmed individually. And then, of course, once these parts are done and the design is done, we want to prepare the drawings for the people in the workshop, so they know exactly what to do and everything. So this, of course, takes a lot of time as well. If you have hundreds of parts, you need to, put on the dimensions, make sure everything is clear for the workers. So this is quite heavy in manual and redundant tasks. So once this is done, we used to create the articles one by one in Odoo, of course, because we want to keep track of all the articles, and this again takes a lot of time, and it's really time consuming and not really added value, doesn't bring any value as well. So we were trying to find a solution how to actually streamline this flow, and luckily one of our engineers bumped into custom tools, and since then everything seems a bit more simple, or more straight to the finish line. So the whole point is that we managed to automate a lot of manual tasks. Of course we cannot automate the design phase because or the design of the parts, because this you require engineering skills, and we're not doing it with AI yet, but maybe, who knows, in a couple of years. That's actually our flow at the moment. I'm not going to go into details. If you have questions later, we can discuss about it. But the point is that we automated most of our manual actions. These are some screenshots. What is really nice about custom tools is that it's actually integrated in SolidWorks. So you don't have to, everything can be done there, and it's quite nice. And as Tero showed, everything is well maintained and arrives well in Odoo as well. The parts are named as in SolidWorks. You have an image, you have the PDF, which is attached to it, you have some properties which are coming from SolidWorks, so you don't have to type everything yourself. And yeah, so at the end, I mean, conclusion of all of this is that yeah, we saved quite a lot of time. As you can imagine, all the manual tasks were automated. We actually increase accuracy as well, because through all the process, all the manual tasks are can lead to some errors. And yeah, it's also for our engineers certain comfort as well, like to be able, it's not doing redundant tasks anymore. They can really focus on what is important. And of course, yeah, these benefits lead to also like saving money, of course, because if you reduce errors on projects, if you speed up the time, or if you save, I mean, on manual tasks, then of course it has it has an important impact on costs as well. And yeah, so therefore we are quite happy with the tool. I really recommend Tero and his team, and it went quite well.
Yeah, thanks.
So I think we can move on to the Q&A session, and if you have questions.
Yeah, thanks.
Great, thank you for the presentation. The question I have here is, what kind of integration is required to make use of your system?
So what was it?
What kind of integration is required to make use of your software?
Like we integrate SolidWorks, 3D CAD to Odoo manufacturing modules. So that is the key point.
So that's the basic application that is made use.
Yes. Okay. SolidWorks, and then obviously Odoo. So there's nothing like no third party or any integration platform. So only SolidWorks, 3D CAD, and Odoo.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your insightful presentation.
Yes.
A round of applause to the team for presenting.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you, Tero and Thomas, for the presentation.
Yes,
enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man.